In this experiment, you are going to be looking at limp lettuce, which you've maybe experienced in an old salad before. It's an experiment illustrating osmosis. We're missing a word here. Illustrating osmosis in plant cells. And remember, osmosis is just looking at water moving. So is water going to move into the cells, or is water going to move out of the cells? So the ingredients or the materials are quite simple here. You can use lettuce or any kind of other leaves. Leaves that wilt easily or get soft easily would be a good choice here because they're going to give you the most dramatic differences in results. Some salt, some water, some bowls of some sort, and then sugar or some other water-soluble solid. Any kind of salt that you have around would work for that. So you're gonna see in the video that we have 2 or maybe even 3 identical dishes filled with water. Pick one type of leaf and you'll have 3 pieces of it. You'll see in the video how this is kind of set up. We're gonna add salt to one dish, leave another one just with plain water, and you could even I add sugar, I think, in the video to compare it. All right, you're gonna let these leaves soak and observe them at 5 and 10 and 15 minutes, and then record your results and analysis on the next page. So this form should look familiar. We've used this kind of format before. Here is your question. What effect do water, salt water, and air have on leaf cells? And so then your claim is basically your conclusion, right? What did you see from your experiment that you just did? A 1-sentence answer to answer this here. Make sure in your answer you address water, salt water, and air, and how those impact the leaf cells. Now, just remember, if this is a cell, I'm gonna sketch it here. If water leaves the cell, then your cell is going to kind of shrivel up and wilt. So this is a wilted cell, and a wilted cell means that it lost water. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're writing here about what happened to your cells. In contrast, if water goes into your cell, then your cell might actually swell up. And if you have a swollen cell, then that means that that swollen cell has gained water. So those are kind of 2 options for your cell. So you'll have your claim, and then like we've done before, you're gonna have at least 2 pieces of evidence to support your claim. So you can't just throw an opinion out there, but have the evidence from your experiment to support that. And then the reasoning, you have been learning just a little bit about solutions in class, hopefully. So you can take some scientific reasoning and explain why that evidence worked out the way that it did. And like always, you should have questions when you're finished. So, ooh, what if I tried this? What if I varied the amount of salt, or tried something other than salt, or did it for longer? You should have lots of questions. And again, if you're struggling for questions, see if you can recruit a sibling, a parent, a grandparent, a kid, someone else, especially kids, to get you wondering about things, okay? So you're gonna complete that based on what you did or observed in the video on the first page. And then you are going to work with your group, if you've got a lab partner or alone, to design and do a follow-up experiment. So you're gonna choose something to change, okay? Maybe the size of the leaf, the type of the leaf, how much solute you add, the time, or something else, but just choose one thing. And like you saw in the first experiment in the video, have a control, take measurements. So you're gonna state your question, give the experiment, be very specific, do the experiment, collect some data. And then at this point, if you're working with someone else, talk to each other about it, and then write up your report for that follow-up experiment. So what question did you ask? What did you find out? Again, at least 2 pieces of evidence to support your claim, some scientific reasoning for that, and hey, if you got to do this again, which you don't now, unless you're hanging out in the kitchen having fun, what other questions would you ask? So as we go through our scientific process, we always have these questions at the end. They bring us back, and we can just keep cycling through it. So you'll complete this for your own second round that you think through, And there's nothing you need to do here. These are just some other demonstrations that go with this osmosis concept. So you will be working with lettuce or some other leaf of your choice to look at osmosis, which is water moving into those cells or is water moving out of those cells?